All right, I know that yesterday and this week you guys have been talking a lot about narrative nonfictions and expository nonfiction. You can shake your head if that's correct. Okay, so I know that you've been reading this really great story about Ruby Bridges, and I read it too, and I might have cried. It was so good. And I was reading about how and I love it because it's a story, and that reminds me that it's a narrative nonfiction, and that's what you guys have been learning about this week. So today, what I want to teach you is that as we read our stories, we need to think about the characters, and we need to ask ourselves, why is this person important? Why is this person important, and why did the author write this story about this person? So what made them so special that this story was written about them? So you've read Ruby Bridges, and you've had lots of conversations about this. So what I'm thinking to myself is, why is Ruby Bridges so important that we have this whole story about her? So I'm thinking, and as I read this, and I know you've all read it, that there's a lot of different things that make Ruby great. There's a lot of different areas that are a lot of reasons why Ruby Bridges is so important. So some of the things that I'm thinking about is that she stood up for what was right. I'm going to talk right now, so I'm going to give you a chance to talk in a second. So she stood up for what was right, and she was forced to do that, right? Her family and the United States U.S. Marshals and the government, they were like, she's going to that school. And so that's something that Ruby Bridges didn't really have a choice in, but she was brave, and she was strong, and she did this for years. And she listened to people bully her as she walked into school every day. She walked in with people with really big guns every day, and I'm sure she was really scared because she was young. She was really young. And so Ruby Bridges was vital. Do you know what the word vital means? It means so important. Vital. Can everyone say vital?
Vital.
Yeah, it means so important. Ruby Bridges was vital to the idea that all children should be going to the same school. And I know you've talked about segregation in here. And so Ruby Bridges helped make a change. She was a face to this big change in our country. And this change is something that is why we're all in school together, because we're all different colors. So Ruby Bridges is so important because of all of those reasons. So I want you to turn and talk with your buddy in 1 second about if there's anything else that would make Ruby Bridges so important that I didn't say. I want to hear if you have any other ideas about Ruby Bridges, okay? All right, so quickly turn and talk. What do you do with that, okay? Is this your buddy? Okay, so he seems to be facing you. Turn your back. You need to listen to him. It's knee to knee, eye to eye, heart to heart. Say it again.
Did you get that from your shirt yesterday? It said maybe Ruby Bridges should have had that shirt.
Okay, boys and girls. 3, 2, 1, talking's done. I heard so many great things, and I heard a couple of people say that Ruby Bridges was really brave, and that's why she's so important. But what I think was even better that I heard was not just that she was brave, but that she fought for what was right. She fought for a cause. Yeah, I heard it back here. And the reason that she's so important, because we're all brave too, but we don't have stories written about us. But I wish too. But Ruby Bridges was so brave, and she was vital and very important to the process of change. And so if we hadn't have had Ruby Bridges, would we be in separate schools? We don't know that, but that is a good thought. That maybe the change would have taken a couple more years. So what I want you to do is we're going to practice this. We're going to practice reading something. Oh, I need all eyes up here. We're going to practice reading something and thinking about this person and about why he's so important and why was this article written about him. So I want to know why he's so important, because this is one of my favorite people, Michael Phelps. How many of you, raise your hand if you know who Michael Phelps is? He's on the Olympic team. He was a swimmer, and he swam in the last, I'm pretty sure he just swam in the last 2 Olympics, and he's retired now. And he won the most medals out of everyone in the Olympics. I think there's a picture of him with like 20-some medals on. So this little article is about Michael Phelps, and I want you to read it, and I want you to think about why he is so important. Okay? And as you're reading it, I want you just to think, why is he so important? And then when we're finished, we're going to talk to our buddies about that. So can you please take one and pass? How many kids do you have?
21 in my class.
Okay, we might have to share. I have 25 copies.
There should be 26.
Okay, quickly. I'm only going to give you about 3 minutes to read. Okay, I should hear a little buzz of reading, but no other voices. You 3 ladies? You're welcome. Oh, can I have one of those?
My teacher.
Okay. I should hear whisper voices, and that's it. We're not playing. My 2 friends over here are reading. When you finish reading, I want you to kind of like put your hands on your head so that I know that you're thinking. Now I want you to be thinking about why he's so important, okay? Good job. I love that you're doing exactly what I asked. He's thinking, and I know he's thinking because he's doing this. Good, I know that you're thinking. Okay, we only have about 2 more minutes, so I need you to hurry up and finish reading and start thinking. Good job. Ooh, she's thinking. You have a question about a word? You finished thinking? You finished reading yet? Okay, keep reading, quick. I want great thinkers. Oh, I love how you're thinking. Are you thinking or reading? He's thinking. He's got his finger going, Okay, about 1 more minute of thinking. And remember, we're thinking about why is Michael Phelps so important? What did he do that's so great that this article was written about him? Don't tell me. Think in your head. I see what you're thinking. Give me a thumbs up if you're done thinking, you're done reading. Okay, I think we're pretty much done. All right, so I want your paper on the floor. And this time when we turn and talk with our buddies, I want to see you actually sit in a turn and talk position. And when I taught 1st grade, I know that that means eye to eye, knee to knee, heart to heart, because we're listening to our buddies, okay? And I want to actually see you move your whole body, okay? All right, so when I say go, I want you to turn and talk about why Michael Phelps is so important. Why was this article written about him? You ready? Turn and talk. Quick. Keep talking. Boys and girls, you're not done talking until I say you're done. Keep going. Is that the most important thing that you read? What is the most important thing?
That was a good detail.
That's a good
Why is it so important?
What else? Alright, 3, 2, 1, talking done. That means turn your knees back towards me. Turn your knees back towards me, quickly. Okay, I want everyone to think in their head what you and your buddy talked about, and I want you to share out to me the most important thing, the one, nope, everyone's going to tell me at one time, okay, when I say go. So I want to hear you say what the one most important thing is. Why do we know Michael Phelps is so important, okay? Ready? Let's see if I can hear everyone. Ready? Set, whoa! Ready, set, go. Okay, good job. All right, so you know what I heard, boys and girls? I heard a lot of people say that he was the youngest person to win and to medal. Is that true? Give me a thumbs up if that's true. Yep. I think that that's really important because that's quite an accomplishment. I also heard that he has the most medals. She said medals. That's also quite an accomplishment. I also heard that he competed in 2 Olympics, which is another great thing that he did. He is a very big role model for a lot of people, which is the last thing that I heard, that people look up to him. Because he's kind of our age. I think he's actually younger than Miss Slagle. So I look up to him just because he's so big, but also because he's so great at what he does. So, boys and girls, when we're reading today and every day that we're reading our stories, I need your ears up here. Today and every day that we're reading our stories, any type of fiction or any type of nonfiction, I want you to make sure that you can tell me why the character or the person that the nonfiction story is about, and then tell me why they are so important and why this story was written about them. Okay? So, now we're going to go back to our seats and get our books out, and we're going to start independently reading, okay? Off you go. You can take those and you can keep reading them. Put them in your book.